Hello everybody and thanks for joining me. Today I would like to teach you on how to sew very easy, very quickly leggings. These are two examples that I already made. This one made of jersey fabric for the warm months, and on the other side I've also sewn some leggings out of sweat fabric, which is suitable for the winter months. And now I'm gonna teach you on a step-on-step guide on how to do it. I have chosen now a jersey fabric which I have folded once with the pattern in the inside, and you need a pair of leggings that suit you or your child at the moment. I have chosen this pair of leggings here, which now I'm gonna copy onto my fabric. To do so, I will fold the leggings to have the crotch seam on the outside, and now I can place it on the fabric, and I will mark the side seam on the top and the bottom, and this mark is where we'll later on turn the pants to the other side. On the top of my leggings I will also measure down the width of the elastic, since this we will sew separately. And now I will cut along the leggings with a seam allowance of 1 centimeter. Only at the bottom of the leggings I will add 2 centimeters. Now I'm gonna turn the leggings to the other side to have the bottom seam on the outside, and the side seam of the pants I will place directly on the fabric facing the marks I have set before. Again, I will cut it out with a seam allowance of 1 centimeter. On the top, it is again important to measure down the elastic. Basically is the seam that separates the elastic from the pants, and then you can cut along these 3 lines, which should give you a diagonal line. Basically the side at the bottom should be higher than the crotch side. Now, leaving the fabric like this with the pattern in the inside, I can sew along the crotch and the bottom seam. I will sew my serger with a seam allowance of 1 centimeter. If you don't have one, you can also use a zigzag stitch or another elastic stitch. Now you can grab 1 layer of the fabric on the top and the bottom, and like this you can already see the form of the pants. Now you sew along on the inside of the pants, also with a seam allowance of 1 centimeter. Next, I will fold up the seam twice, each time with 1 centimeter. I will iron it flat, and then I will sew along at the very top with the elastic straight stitch, or alternatively with a zigzag stitch. To make the sewing easier, I will turn the pants to the other side with the pattern on the outside, and now I can sew once around. Now I'm gonna add the waistband. For that I already pre-cut a fabric with the same length as my leggings, and I added 1 centimeter seam allowance on each side. For the width of the fabric I have chosen 10 centimeters. Now I'm gonna fold the fabric with the pattern in the inside, and I'm gonna sew along the raw edges. Then I can fold the fabric lengthwise, matching the raw edges, and now I need to set 2 marks. One mark is the seam itself, and the other mark should be right on the opposite side of the seam, so halfway around. Now I turn my pants around so I'm facing the bottom seam, and now I can take the waistband and place it over my leggings so the bottom seam and the seam of my waistband are matching. Also, it's important that the 3 raw edges are matching. Now I'm gonna flip my pants to the other side, and I match the mark on my waistband with the crotch seam. Now I can sew once around with a seam allowance of 1 centimeter. It's important that you leave one gap of approximately 5 centimeters right above the bottom seam, so that's where we're gonna add the elastic later on. Now I'm gonna add the elastic, which I also already pre-cut. For that, I measured around my daughter's waist once, tightened the elastic a little and added 2 centimeter seam allowance. With the help of a safety pin, I can pull the elastic through the loop of the waistband, and then I will overlap the 2 raw edges with 1 centimeter each, and I will sew them together with a zigzag stitch. Last but not least, you can also close the gap, which I will do now on my serger. And that's it. Now we're all done with our leggings. Here you see the leggings again in the close-up. I hope you enjoyed this video. I would be thrilled if you press the like button and subscribe to my channel, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!